Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your Lionsgate 8-8 Gateway reading. We are going to do a full 9-card spread. I'm going to pull all the clarifiers for it before I get started. I have managed to run my energy down, and so I have to get them all out at once. We are going to start, however, with where your gateway activation is happening, and is in your Temple of Truth, which I find really fascinating for Taurus, because you are the throat chakra. That is what you rule. You rule the throat chakra, and this is about opening that chakra. And you can just see all the truth that is flooding through this gateway here. And so it says authenticity, self-expression, and throat chakra. So your throat chakra, that is where we figure out how to speak up for what it is we want, what it is we need, right? It is an activation. It can get really clogged energetically speaking, but the North Node having moved through your sign, I feel like you've been doing a lot of throat clearing. If, for instance, though, you find that you are struggling to speak, singing opens up the throat chakra. So singing in the shower, singing in the car, wearing blue will help to open it. Consciously bringing your energy there and breathing to help open it will do this for you. And so when we are brought to this space, you are being reminded of the importance of your identity and your self-expression in this lifetime. Acknowledging who you are and who you've been and who you're becoming is so important that it is an unfoldment of your path, right? Your path that puts you on the path of empowerment is what it feels like. There is an old story that the truth hurts. This gate reminds you that, in fact, the truth heals. The truth, somebody else's truth might hurt you, but that's just their truth, and that's not, has to be your truth. Your truth is the healing truth when you speak from the authenticity of who you are. And so it is important for you to honor every facet of your being. This isn't the first incarnation in which you have felt the importance of honesty and authenticity, but it may be, in fact, the first one where you have the full freedom of expression. So this gateway is coming to you today as a message that there is something very deep inside of you that hasn't been expressed, and this is causing an energetic blockage on your ever unfolding path. It is time. It is time to love yourself enough to honor the feelings that are rising up in you, for they are divine guidance that will bring you into greater alignment. And so, Taurus, as that North Node has shifted and moved into Aries, you're, for the next year and a half, you're in the space of integration, and part of this is this gateway opens up onto that journey for you, because it just literally, they just changed signs like 2 weeks ago, basically in this energy, right? And so you are being given this opportunity to figure out who you are over the next year and a half, to really understand what it is that you are here to do, what it is that you want. Oh my God, your cards are so amazing. Your overall energy is the building blocks. It's the building blocks. That means you have everything you need. It's kind of like, you know, when you get a new Lego set and you drop everything on the floor and you look through all the pieces. You can follow the picture on the box and make it exactly like the specs. You can. But maybe your truth is that you want something that doesn't look exactly like that. And I say that because you're here in the energy to anchor into is the energy of co-creation. And here we have this egg of opportunity. We have this wisdom owl sitting here, and we have the cheetah. And the cheetah is always about going the distance, but if you notice, he's sitting and he's waiting for instructions. And the instructions here is waiting for is the instructions from your heart as to what is true for you. Because here in the key to the situation, oh, how fun is that? In the key to the situation is you have the unfinished symphony. And the unfinished symphony is waiting, this co-creation, this thing you're trying to build. You have everything you need. You have everything you need. It is a matter of finishing it in some way. I actually think I have to go to the book for that, because there's something that's banging on my head here. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, a lack of closure, and a need to make amends. So there's something in there. One of those things that it says it's time to tie up loose ends as you're near completion of a cycle or a project and the mastery of a lesson or skill before you can move forward. Okay? So this is why you're sitting here in this energy. You're sitting in this energy of figuring this out right now. And so before you can move forward, it's important for you to come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is seeing things as they are, not as you thought they would be, not as other people perceive them, not worse than they are, not worse than they are, and not better than they are, not in an energy of I'm disappointed, this is where I'm at. That's got nothing to do with it. You are where you are, and there's a reason that you're there. You are in the right place at the right time with the right opportunities, but there's a need to recognize where you are, to wrap something up, to finish something where you are. And the energy you have here, this egg here, this egg down here, there's an egg. You have a lot of eggs. Eggs represent the new life, the new opportunity, the new creation that's coming in. Anchor into the here and the now. So right now, what can you do in the right now to wrap something up? There's something really that is looking to be done. Take inventory of the emotional and psychological closures. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. Oh, the answers that you seek will be found. This card right here says seeking and finding. I don't know if you can read it because of the lighting, but it literally says right here, seeking and finding. That's what creates the transformation. Reflect on what is past so that the symphony can finally be put to end on a high note. You are wrapping up a cycle of your life, and that makes so much sense. Here in the heart space, we have the card of regeneration. There's this volcanic eruption in this tree here. But this tree is covered in blue lotus of your truth, of your authenticity, and your truth creates the green. It helps to grow, to regenerate the healing energies that are coming through. Wow. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that tapping noise. I don't know what it is. I actually think I've got a bird sitting outside on top of my air conditioner banging away at something. You have the bone collector. The bone collector says the same thing. The bone collector basically says the same thing as the unfinished symphony, but except that it goes into the fact that there's wisdom and knowledge to be gained from the experiences that you've had. And so the challenge here is that right now you're in that in-between space. You're leaving behind the one thing and stepping into the new thing. And so you're right there in the middle. And in order to co-create the next phase, you have everything you need. First, you've got to find your voice. You've got to find what you're looking for. In the area of what you're wondering about, thinking about, with conflict and chaos. So, like I said, these building blocks, it really looks like someone just took the Legos and threw them all over the floor. And so it's hard to see where all the pieces go, and I think it's because you get to construct. It's almost like you don't have the instructions, and maybe it's not a brand new set. Maybe it's something that someone's already played with, and maybe some of the pieces are missing from the original thing, but that doesn't mean you can't put together something better, something that comes from you, something that is really important to you. And the thing that's draining your energy is you're just getting up every day and you're doing your daily tasks of living, but what is needed is you to take a time out to consider, to think, to feel, to know what it is you're going to do. Because we have here the energy of chopped wood, and chopped wood means, I'm doing the thing that I do to get ready for the next thing I got to do. And it's it's Taurus energy, it's earth energy, right? All the earth signs will do this. We show up, right? I'm Capricorn rising, I get it. We get up, we show up, we do the thing. And then, you know, we work really hard, and then it's time to go to bed because we're about to collapse. And then we get up the next day and we do it all over again. We just chop wood, carry water, chop wood, carry water, chop wood, carry water. And all of a sudden, Spirit comes along and says, you need to sit your butt down. And so it usually shows up in the form of you're exhausted. This is what happened to me. This is literally what I'm going through right now. I'm sure that this enforced rest period that I'm having to take is about a recalibration, and it gives me time to reconnect with my higher self. And so I think you're going through that. And there's this opportunity here to really connect in with who you are and what is true for you and what you really need. And so during this phase, you know, and if it's hard to just sit, right? Because it's hard for me to just sit. I'm actually taking an online seminar while I'm sitting, because at least it's inspiring me to think about things in a different way, to see another way to do things. But at the same time, I took time out of my day, and I went to the beach, and I ran an errand for a friend. And so I did the things I would want to do on a day off, but I still showed up to do these readings, and I showed up for myself to learn something new. And so, but I'm feeling more rejuvenated. And so that's the kind of thing where I know, Taurus, it's really hard to stop and do nothing. But if you can do nothing for a little bit and just free up your mind to figure out where it is. And so it's being the here and the now and recognize what's going on right now, then you'll know what to do. Because how are you going to change this whole situation? By being really loyal to yourself. You have loyal heart and to be fair. Both these cards come with this very balancing energy, because here we have these in the shape of a heart, really, this wisdom, this knowledge and this wisdom that comes within the heart space. And here we have this to be fair. To be fair energy, which feels very much like Libra, the balancing. It's coming into balance. And what are you moving toward? A new life, where you're going to stretch and grow and see that egg, this egg, this egg, this egg. In the area of resources, time, emotional energy, physical, mental, and whatever it is that you're needing to rest and regenerate, the egg cracks open and you stretch and it's a new life. And that's what you're reaching for, right? And so you have the card of taking action and launching your journey, but I want you to recognize that the boat launching your journey is out to sea, and some of your baggage is left behind because you've wrapped that up. You've completed that part. That part is not necessary for the journey moving forward. You've completed something. Now it's just a matter of recognizing that it's completed, tying up the loose ends, you know, putting in the final touches on something, completing something so you can start something new. And in the process of all this, there is a need for you to regenerate in the heart space, for you to rest and to come to your authentic truth. What is really true for you? If you're really being fair and balanced about it, where does the loyalty in your heart lay? Is it with a certain career? Is it with a creative project? Is it with a person? Is it with a company? Is it with your own business? I mean, where are your priorities? And unless you take a moment to sort that out, to make a list of what you know and what you want to create, where you're at and what are you trying to achieve. And so sometimes sitting down and working this out, doing a little bit of the mental exercise to help you come to the truth, but the truth is going to be found in your heart. So what really, it's not about the bottom line. It's about the heart. It's about the loyal heart. It's about regenerating in your heart. It's about the heart. And so there's wisdom. Wisdom from the experiences that you've had. So if you sit in the now, both of them here, right here in the center, she's sitting in like a meditation pose. She's sitting in a meditation pose. They're both very grounded energies, sitting on top of the egg, being very present and completing one thing before starting another. So sometimes what happens is we get so busy doing the daily stuff that we forget that this cycle has ended. You're launching a journey. It means that you're moving into something new, between worlds, leaving something behind to move to something new, away from something that's very chaotic and causing a lot of conflict in your life. Taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. That he is leaping over this river. He's leaving something behind to move to something new. Launching your journey. Leaving something behind and moving into something new. But before you can do all that, before you can step through, you have to be right here, right now, in the here and the now. Wrapping up, finishing up this part so that you can move into this part. And regenerating in the heart space, allowing for the healing. So don't be in a hurry. This bone collector has something it wants to say, and I'm not. When the bone collector appears, you are whole and have everything you need within. You have everything you need. That's awesome. That I knew. So the answers that you're seeking and finding, they're within. So that's why there's need to really go into your heart to get the information you need. That's where the answers are. And this is about being fair, authentic, and true to who you are. This isn't about being fair to the world. This is about being really fair to yourself and your goals. She is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you are fully present, the here and the now. Or are you reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectation? Chop wood, carry water. That's what's draining your energy. Doing the same thing you've always done because people expect you to carry all this burden, to do all this hard work. You maybe to the point where now you expect it of yourself, but is it really the goal and the dream? And can you work smarter and not harder? Wherever you're wounded, especially when we were young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and we accept a particular version of the truth. That then sets us up to behave in a certain way in the future when faced with a situation or reminds us of the original event. This is where you're finishing up the symphony. You're wrapping this thing up. When you fully recognize that this isn't about that. This isn't what happened in the past. Be in the here and the now. Recognize this is where you are right now. And just because you're being triggered by the past. And so that is what you're wrapping up. That is what you're releasing. That is what you're letting go. And so there's an inventory that you need to take in your life. Why do you do the things you do? What is driving you? What is making you do this? And is it something you really want? Is it something that resonates in the heart? Is it something that excites you and lifts you up? Or is it something that you do out of a sense of duty or responsibility or previous conditioning to the expectations that were set on you when you were younger? And only you can answer that question. But it's an important one. So create some space and time and seek and find the answers within, because that's where the information is. Your truth. It matters. Look at this blue, this throat chakra blue here on this unfinished symphony. It's about what is true for you. And then leave it behind. And step with confidence into your future and really shine out there. And that is what co-creation is about. It is about working with the building blocks that you already have and having a vision for the future and not being tied down to the burdens of the past. You can do this. I believe in you, Taurus. And you guys take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day if you really want to get into the astrology. We do that over there. We're working with Venus right now. She's transiting for like 4 months through Leo right there with this gateway energy, really energizing it and really helping us to empower ourselves and to believe in ourselves and to chase down those dreams. So if you want to come over and join us for that. And if you're looking for a personal reading, I do those. They're very affordably priced, not because I'm not capable of charging more. I just think it's important. When I was on my journey, so many times I would have sought more advice and more information but I was stopped by the price tag. And I really, my mission is to help you accomplish your goals. And so I make it affordable. All right, you guys take really good care. Talk to you again soon.